actually well on your way to having an alpha male. He's not the aggressive disciplinarian that many people think him to be. He's not going to stamp his feet, bang his chest, and try to get his own way through force. He's probably going to use food. Hopefully you'll be able to see that in action today. He's quite easy to recognise. He's got the bolder markings of all the grey wolves that are going to come through. The areas you need to look for are the areas of communication. On a wolf and a dog, they are facial weaponry and mask, the backs of the ears, the hackles, the teardrop shape that runs down the back, and the tail. On this guy, he looks like somebody's took a big bold felt tip marker and coloured in all those areas. So you should be actually easy to recognise. His job within the pack is to make decisions on how to protect it. If she was a dominant female, she would make decisions on what to provide, and that's how the two work together. How many guys in the crowd think it's the big strong male that leads the pack of wolves?
Not females.
They are, aren't they? How many ladies think it's the girl that leads the pack of wolves? And that's why you do. It's the dominant female that leads the pack of wolves every single time, and he's only an alpha male because guess what? Yeah, she says he can be. That's exactly right. So girl power has reached as far as the wolf enclosure. I blame the Spice Girls myself, but that's a whole new talk. Now, to be that important to a pack of wolves, it's going to stand to reason now that we need a big, strong, tough guy to look after everybody. That's going to come in the gigantic form of Tamaska. Tamaska is the larger of the two darker wolves that we've got coming through, and it's his job to look after me, the family, and more importantly, the alpha pairing. It kind of works this way. If we had a rival pack of wolves coming down over the hillside, wanting to take this territory, steal our food, possibly even kill our young, then rather than us risking our alpha male, alpha female, sending them up there, getting them killed, and weakening the pack, we would send dear old Tamaska up there. If Tamaska goes up there, gets himself killed, nobody would really care. You know, coming to these places, you are supposed to be animal lovers. You know that, do you? Right, despite all your fear, the likelihood of Tamaska coming back is extremely high because of this big, bold character. Now, we're going to try and give you an idea of Tamaska's character by taking you guys back to a time when dear, sweet little Tamaska was only 2 to 3 weeks of age. Yeah, that's what I got you now. As a tiny baby, as you can imagine, he got himself into all sorts of trouble, to which he would scream like a big baby, come running over to me, and I'd have to pick him up and give him body warmth. Body warmth is one of the ways that we tell wolves and dogs that everything's okay and they can calm down. Normally, in little Tamaska's case, it would involve getting his 4 legs, wrapping them around your neck. Once he felt the heat from your throat on his underside, he would quickly calm down. The other side of his nature is that he's extremely greedy, as you will see when he comes through, so he begins licking and biting around your face, asking and begging for food. Now, when this didn't work, he spent about 20 to 25 minutes sucking on your nose, a bit like a child on a security blanket, until eventually he fell asleep and we could put him back with his litter mate. Now, 2 to 3 weeks of age, cute, fluffy bundle of wool fur sucking on your nose, absolutely wonderful. Largely down to the fact he didn't have too many teeth at that point. Unfortunately, he's grown a little bit bigger. For all the dog owners in the crowd, he weighs somewhere in the region of about 130 pounds. So he's quite a big lad. And as you would come to expect from the biggest, boldest and bravest wolf that we have here, he's absolutely terrified of thunderstorms. Every time there's an electric storm in the area, he screams just like he did when he was a tiny baby. He comes running over to me, and I have to explain to a group of people like yourself why we're there sitting under that tree, sheltering from the rain, with 130 pounds of wolf sitting on your lap, sucking on your nose. Big bad wolf, eh? The third and final wolf that we're going to talk about today is Matsy. Matsy's a much different character to the other two, much more nervous, very wary, very suspicious. Today that will be you guys and all the wonderful smells that you bring down here with you. He's the guy that you could possibly see trotting backwards and forwards, up and down there. And the movement is the key to the pack's survival. While it remains quite methodical, quite steady backwards and forwards, everything's okay and people can feed. But if somebody drops something over the wall or a small child goes running up the path, watch that movement increase considerably. The increase in movement will draw the alpha's attention to the situation. He will then dispatch Tamaska to try and sort the problem out. Okay, without any further ado now, we're going to go and let the guys through. Jude, can you do that for me? Cheers, mate. In fact, no, hold on a sec. Stop right there. Move. You don't hold this together. Okay, I'm going to hand you over to Jude in a minute. She's going to tell you more importantly about me rabbling on about how you guys can help the organisation. We've got all sorts of merchandise up here that you can purchase, we can sign, we can take away today as a souvenir. It helps us to support these guys and their wild cousins. On that note, if you want to find out a little bit more about the research that's going on at the park, we've got a resident doctor in the house. Bit more, come on, a little bit of it. Good God. She's also my partner, so be gentle with her. She'll happily talk to you about any forms of research that's going on at the park and how we're actually involved in the wild wolf reintroduction. So any one of the staff members will have a chat with you in